Hello, folks, and welcome to the spoiler review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Complete difference is I did not actually just have my whole thing and write down every single bit of the movie. So I'm not truly spoiling all of it, but I am spoiling most. I'm spoiling some of it, but at least many is going to be a surprise to you. So first things first is actually what they did, which, oh man, you guys did awesome. Good job. Good job. I know you're not Sony, you're not dumbasses like them, but good job on hiding everything. Your trailers didn't show anything. All they showed is just that one part of where Mantis get hit with a comet. That was actually a part of the last act of the movie. But everything else, they kept it hidden. Beautiful. Thank you. If you can continue on with that, awesome. Spider-Man, they are kind of pushing that. And again, Sony's the bastard asses, so I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. They're really pushing it, so hopefully they'll stop doing one final trailer, give us a little teeny tiny smidgen, and we're good to go. Any more and spoil more, that's not good. But anyways, yeah, the first part of it was very cool. The fact that we get to see the Guardians actually being Guardians. Like I said in the regular review. Guardians get to be Guardians. We get to see them on a mission, and we get to see baby Groot starting everything. So Groot actually is dancing to the freaking tunes, and yet again, he's making sure Drax doesn't witness it. But yes, my gosh, baby Groot. Oh man. And that, okay, yeah, as for everyone who listened to the original review, this non-spoiler review, this is where the Iron Man 3 reference comes in. And I'm kind of shocked that, I meant the Avengers Easter egg. Now, for people which apparently no one really knows, maybe it's just a pure coincidence, but I would like to say it's an Easter egg because why not? Do you remember the Tale of Jonah? Yes, for people who knows what I'm talking about, yes, Iron Man went inside one of the Chitauri thingamabobs, yeah, the freaking snakes, and he went in there and blew up and destroyed one. Drax tried to do the same thing with knives. So I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know. It's actually just a fun Easter egg where it's like, haha, if only he had that Iron Man armor. That's what I said in the movie theater too. I'm like, if only he had that Iron Man armor, he could have killed it. But oh well. And plus, I think he wouldn't wear the armor anyways because he wasn't wearing the other thing that they recently got. So after they defeated it, then we got introduced to the Sovereign, aka the Golden People. And it's pretty interesting that they were defending a battery source or they powered stuff like that from this monster that drains it. Kind of like what happened in Go Busters, which people who are just only in Power Rangers would not even know what the hell that is. And for that, I like to apologize because Sony Brands is a dumbass. I know I'm bashing lots of people tonight. Well, technically today, whichever you guys are listening to this. So after that, they get to go to the Sovereign, and well, it turns out they were kind of cheeky bastards, and well, they did good, but sadly, Rocket, who was actually trying to learn how to do a side wink, and yeah, he's failing at that so far, and he actually just talked crap to. Apparently, her name is Elena, the queen or the controller or ruler. And as soon as we find out that Rocket decided to steal some stuff from him, ouch. But the reason why they did it is the bounty. Yeah, so they had something of theirs and they did the job and they released Nebula. Nebula somehow got on that planet. So now they got Nebula and they're going to turn her into Xandar. But sadly, the Sovereign learned, between that, Elena actually was getting a little bit flirty with Peter Quill. Looks like he was going to have some action with her, which is like, which is like, oh, it's been a long time since he had some of that, didn't he? He's most likely maybe dedicated himself to Gamora. Not sure. secretly dedicated. But anyways, yeah, I was kind of like, oh yeah, man, yeah. It's like you're not gonna be part of the royal family apparently, so might as well get one. Might as well bag one. Just like Rocket. Oh man. So she finds out, and then it turns out they're a part of like the indoor games, the inner games. If you know that movie, it's basically when, but this time is less real. It's better. The fact that they have so many freaking spaceships and they're controlling it by video game like things. They're actually using joysticks and actually, which they're not going to die from it, but they get to actually have fun along the way. And that was pretty cool and pretty funny. And funniest part, well, first things first, they had to jump and get a freak away from him. And sadly, Rocket and Peter Quill had a little fight going in. And it's kind of funny, that little hint of Nebula trying to say, I would like to have some of that fruit. And Gamora's like, it's not ripe yet. And she tries to get it and she can't do it. And then eventually the freaking forces came and Rocket and Peter kept on butting heads and the ship is in tethers. Nebula is suffering from that. Drax decided to go outside and shoot that one last person because they took out so many of them because they went through this meteor shower or meteor field. So one's left and he got shot. And as soon as he ends, everyone's like, oh, you're such a loser. The Golden Children is like, what the frick, man? He's the last man standing. I don't see you doing any better, but here they are just dissing him. And I'm like, wow, you guys are bastards. Like, frick, man, you guys are bastards. It's like, he's the last man standing. He deserves to have a award or something, extra rations or some kind of crap. This would be like some emergency crap you got here, where it's like, oh, indeed, when it comes to people getting destroyed and crap, the last person who survives gets to have a special treat or a special reward, which is like, that makes sense. But there's so many others actually survived and they kept on attacking them. And apparently there's 50 of them still going strong. And then all of a sudden, some mystery guy destroyed all of them at once. Holy sh! And it turns out he's none other than freaking Ego. For people who knows, of course, Ego the Living Planet. And for people who don't have any reference of him, sadly, this show is maybe canceled. Not sure. Disney XDs, you're an idiot. But Hulk and the Agents of Smash, they had Ego the Living Planet on there. So try to track down that episode and now at least give you some idea of what Ego is, in a way. Okay, so he did it. They crash landed in Burhort or something like that. That's how to say it, maybe. So they split up. They decided to split up. Drax, Gamora, and Peter goes with Ego, and turns out Ego is Peter's father. Dun, dun, dun. It's like, holy crap, which sadly we already know through the trailer. Good time to actually just keep that hidden. It would have been awesome to keep that hidden, but okay, forget, whatever. And then we have Baby Groot and Rocket both working on the ship. Well, technically Groot's just sitting around. Rocket is just fixing the ship. So they go to Ego's planet, and wow, the Ego's planet is just awesome. And oh yeah, so you get to meet the brand new person, Mantis. And it's crazy that right now I'm not even using the script I have. Let me look at the script right quick. Oh, so one thing we need to know is that the batteries could be a clue. I figured, and I picked up on foreshadowing. So yeah, the batteries are very combustible. Something to think about. And wow, they have fleets, Ego, and well, lots of things that Ego did. It's like, I'll get to that eventually. I'll get to all that eventually. Because it just skips around. I'm trying to tell you all that. I guess I'm telling the whole story. Anyways. So they get to the planet. Oh yeah, Mantis. Mantis is great. New character. Mantis is awesome. Trying to remember if Mantis actually stuck with the Guardians. I don't think she has a place to go. So I think she should be with the Guardians. And she's a new person. She actually is very innocent. She's learning. Yeah, and it's kind of funny the little relationship that Drax and she has, even though it's more kind of like a big brother, little sister like deal going on. It's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. Hopefully I won't eat my words and then sadly it'll turn into a freaking Star Wars thing of where, oh crap, Luke is kissing Leia. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I'm not eating my words. So it turns out that with Ego, Mantis is able to put him to sleep because he is wide awake. It's hard for him to sleep. What usually we learn from her is that she's a apath or apathic, which means she's able to touch a person and check out their feelings, and she's also have the power of the mind to actually put someone to sleep. That's it. That's all her powers. Okay. They make it to there. Peter learns a lot of stuff. We get to learn some good stuff about the fact of how things happen. And oh, I forgot about to mention how it began. The movie began by going in the 80s and showing Ego here with Peter Quill's mom, and it's very cool. And then he shows that he planted something on planet Earth, and you're like, huh, what the hell is that thing? Number one. Number two, does that mean that that's going to be something they have to deal with sooner or later? It's like, oh, well, that's why the Guardians get to go to planet Earth in Infinity War, because it is crap. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't actually work that way. All right, let's continue. Let's continue on, man. So we get to learn lots of things, and well, it turns out Ego takes something from God. For people who actually believe in God, yeah, he took something from God, except it wasn't. Yeah, they dabbled with it. The fact that he was the only being, he's been there for thousands of years. It's time for him to actually search for something, and he found something. He found life, and then eventually, with life, he decided to connect with everyone and jump from planet to planet checking out the life, checking out the free life forms. And then he met his Peter's mother, and then they grew in love. Then he impregnated her, and then after that, he didn't come back to Earth for some dumb reason, and he actually sent Yondu to get him. And it's very, very hard. It was hard for him to actually do anything, so that's why he couldn't go back to Earth, because it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking what's going on here. So after all of that, we get like lots of awesome development, and oh yes, now we get to what's going on. So Sovereign, aka Elena, she actually called in the Wreckers, and oh yes, or Ravagers, and oh yeah, before then the Ravagers actually had a nice little hangout at a planet with some robotic hookers. I'm sorry to call you that, but I think that's exactly what's going on here. Robotic hookers. Yondu's a bit sad and a little bit, and then everyone's like, "Hey, he's here!" And it turns out, oh, Sylvester Stallone is here, and he's like, "Yeah, you're out of here. Like, you're out of here. You do this. You didn't know about the code, so you're out of here." Yeah, it's like that. It's basically that. He's like, "You're kicked out, the Ravagers. You're not gonna get the prideful Ravagers funeral. See ya." And then that's when we get Laserface. Laserface starting talking crap secretly under his breath. And, ooh, man. While they were there, the Sovereigns came to him and said, "Hey, we got a mission for you. We want you to capture the Guardians. That's what we want you to do. Capture the freaking damn Guardians." So at this point, they get all the way to the planet where they wrecked, and then, well, Rocket had a surprise. Rocket is a capable little guy. Capable. Sadly, yeah, Yondu got him good, and Yondu actually got him screwed. And sadly, Groot got fooled by Nebula, and she untied her. And sadly, now Groot is her prisoner, and Rocket is her prisoner. And Yondu's is her prisoner because, well, there's a freaking damn mutiny that just happened. Thanks a lot, Laserface, you dumb bastard. So Laserface was able to actually get all three of them, and if we're gonna rewind fast forward, it's the fact of all the ones that sided with Yondu all got killed except for one person. And that's where we get to this end part, except for Nebula, who's like, okay, you turn those guys in. I get 10% of this cut. I'm going to take your ship. Thank you for the arm, because her previous arm got destroyed and looks ugly and hideous, as if the robot devil did a deal with her. So she grabbed the ship and she basically found Gamora and started shooting the crap out of her. Yeah, she eventually went to the thing, and then they had a crazy freaking battle where it's like, oh my gosh, you crazy, crazy nut job. What the before that, we had Peter and his dad, and well, he kind of showed a little thing, the fact of they have power. He has power too. He's able to construct things. He's able to construct and control energy. And eventually, well, besides the whole thing of something's not right here, and Mantis was about to tell Drax something. Sadly, that didn't work because Gamora came and she didn't want to say anything to Gamora. But yeah, the good part is that Peter Quill got to play catch with his old man. That was beautiful. That was very, very beautiful. So yeah, we fast forward that, and then it turns out that Ego has a secret. Ooh, oh my gosh, you're freaking screwed. Ego's got a secret. It's like, oh damn. So yeah, Ego has a secret, and thanks to Nebula eventually getting screwed over by Gamora because, well, she was an idiot and she crash landed the freaking place. And, well, one of the guns came out, and, ooh, a good scene with Gamora using the freaking ship's gun against the spaceship. And eventually she had to save Nebula, and then after that, they had a little scat fight, and then eventually they finally agreed, okay, let's calm down. Okay, and they had a little heart to heart, and then eventually they saw a bright light and they looked at the bright light and they were like, what the fuck? And well, she had to go back to Mantis and say, you're hiding something. And it turns out she already confessed to Drax that something messed up is going on. Meanwhile, Peter Quill actually got freaking awakened, if you may. And then we get all this crazy stuff, and I'm now gonna read what I got on my notes. So first things first is that Ego actually is an avatar. If you guys didn't know that, yeah, Ego is an avatar. Kind of like what happened in Go Busters with Beatbuster. But sadly, again, Saban Brands is a bastard, selfish dumbass. So you won't ever actually understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, he has an avatar. This is his avatar. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the fact of the reason why he didn't go back to the Earth. He had to leave is because he had to regenerate. The farther he's away from this planet for so long, he will most likely die. So that's why he came back. And well, it turns out he is the planet, like I said. And it turns out that his evil plan, yes, his evil plan, he had one. And it turns out that he actually slept with so many women. And oh yeah, let's not forget he's a celestial. Yes, he's a celestial. Peter is apparently half celestial / celestial. So holy frick. Yeah, that's a holy frick moment. So Ego actually, just like what one person said, he was just like that guy from Futurama who actually made it with so many women. Well, he tried to. Technically, when it comes to that guy, he didn't actually have sex with people. He kind of wanted to, but even if he did, he didn't have children with them. Ego here has had children with him, and he hired Yondu to pick them up one by one. And eventually Yondu actually finds out that he kills the kids. Yes, he killed children, and Peter Quill had so many siblings, but they're now dead. And that's what Gamora and Nebula found, is a bright light with all the, well, actually he found some gray stuff with all the freaking skeletons. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. And then eventually he actually told us the truth of what happened when it came to Peter's mom. So he actually visited the planet Earth 3 times. The fourth time he said he would actually have stayed if he did. So one thing that someone's like, oh, because he has to be character driven, I think it's more the fact of a reason, you know? I forgot what movie did it. I forgot which movie did it, but one movie did it to where, oh, it was Megamind. It was Megamind. Megamind blew up the freaking hero place. He blew up the hero museum because he's like, I just can't stand looking at it anymore. You'll bring me so much more memories, and it hurts me so damn much. So I'm destroying you. Goodbye. Same thing that happened with Ego and Peter's mom. He gave her the tumor, so he has no reason to go back to planet Earth. So that's why he gave his mom cancer. Holy shit. So chances are that means that if he was convinced, he would have went back the fourth time, got rid of the tumor, and been a happy family until he died. That seems pretty plausible to me. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't go back there and then it's like, oh, she has a tumor. And it's like, oh, well, freak you. No, he would be like, oh, you got a tumor. Let me heal it for you. There you go. Enjoy. Oh, freaking shit, man. Oh, holy shit. Okay, meanwhile, when it comes to the Ravagers got killed eventually because Yandu is the man. Yandu is the man. He killed everyone. And sadly, Laserface here, he got screwed over. It was so damn funny. He got freaking name ranked to the freaking butt. And after that, he freaking got his face fried to the side. And luckily, one of those Ravagers, who actually was a part of Yondu's, he said, man, they killed so many of my friends. I didn't want that. I didn't want that at all. So he allied himself with Yondu, and after Baby Groot, which was so funny, Groot just totally sucked. It was so damn funny though. And eventually he has a new fin, and I forgot to mention, yeah, his fin, his original fin that actually apparently controls the, yeah, that got freaking ripped off of him, and now he has a brand new one, and now he has a swoop, and I'm like, oh man, that's cool. So yeah, he got his revenge. The ship got destroyed, and Laserface was like, tell the queen I know the coordinates of where the Guardians of the Galaxy is, and tell her when she captures him and kills him that Laserface was the one who did it. And the Golden Child laughed the freaking head off. I like the Sovereign people. I really do, because they're like, they're messed up, but they're funny as freaking damn hell. I would love to have a bunch of those freaking sovereign people in the White House or in one of those damn meetings or something, and just have freaking Donald Trump get so angry at him because they're just straight up laughing at him and how inefficient he is. I know, don't bring politics into this, but you gotta admit though, for those who actually agree with me, it will be pretty damn funny. It will be pretty damn funny indeed. Oh man. Let's see which one. Oh, I forgot where, but this was somewhere. It's the fact of we had um Howard the Duck. Yeah, Howard the Duck actually is drinking at a bar, so he's free. Oh yeah, that was actually the alien planet. So yeah, he's free now. So does that mean Sputnik is somewhere? And deleted scenes, Stan Lee was there, but they got rid of that completely. So the deleted scenes doesn't even freaking matter. But still, that means everyone that was actually in the movie beforehand in the collector's collection, they're free now. So that means the Chitari soldier is free. The other servant girl is free. The cocoon that's apparently a mistake is free. But it's a mistake, so frick it. Who knows what it'll actually turn into. Hopefully it got destroyed in the bomb. Hopefully it got destroyed. So that's why you don't even need it anymore, because it got destroyed in the damn fire. Game over. So it looks like the collector didn't actually collect any of the ones he collected before. Oh yeah, and then they light speed. Yeah, it sucks. It's like Yondu's like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So they light speed all the way to Peter's place because, well, Yondu knows what happens with Ego, and it is a beautiful reveal of what truly happened with Yondu delivering Peter. It's so beautiful. Let's see. Along with the bouncing around and everything, they actually showed the Krog or some kind of crap. It's a rock army that a rock people that you saw in Thor: The Dark World. It's also they were featured in Planet Hulk. But sadly, since they're not going to get that movie, special thanks to Universal being total idiots, scaredy cats, unlike freaking Fox over here. It's like, yeah, good job, Universal. It's like, at least Fox is doing something. Yeah, it's horrible, but at least they're doing something. What are you doing, Universal? Sorry for that little mini rant, but freaking damn it, Universal. You should have gave us already 3 Hulk movies. You could have already been done. You're an idiot. You're a freaking damn idiot. All right. The flower is a time bomb. Flower is a time bomb. I forgot what that meant. Damn. Oh well. Oh yeah, the flower that was planted, and it was planted in Missouri, apparently. So that's one thing we got to keep in mind and that's what he wanted to do. His evil plan was to have a child that was a celestial, and if he has 2 celestials, he's able to get those flowers that he planted all over the place and turn them into him. Thus the name Ego. That's crazy. He has a crazy ego. That's why he's named Ego. So every single planet he infected that has actual life, he's going to terraform it into his own being. We're just like, oh, damn. Messed up. And as soon as he said, oh, I gave your mom the freaking tumor, that's when Peter Quill snapped out of it and got pissed off. And that's when things got real. But sadly, he stabbed him in the heart or something just to use him as a power source. Yeah, that happened. Eventually, Yondu made it. Oh, yeah. And we zoomed by and we actually saw that the Watchers are real. Yeah, Watchers. They're bald headed dudes. If you ever picked up a what if comic from Marvel, you'll see that those are the Watchers. I don't know any other time Watchers actually showed up. So that's as good as it gets. Sorry. But we saw Stan Lee with him. And I'm like, holy frick. And he's like, how did Stan Lee even get there? Stan Lee got there, and in the ends credits, he actually referenced the fact of he was talking about in that scene, he was a postman at one point. And he's like, oh crap, he just referenced Civil War. Who knows? Maybe Stan Lee is actually a Watcher himself, which someone actually touched out of all the things of his like, holy frick, that means all the freaking movies, be it Fox, be it Sony, be it anything that he's ever been in, it can actually be part of the multiverse now. Holy shit. I don't think he was ever actually shown in Blade, though, the Blade trilogy, which is kind of sad, but he still actually says that Blade was part of the continuity of Marvel, which it does. It makes sense. Check the video I made. It does make sense. So after all that came together, oh frick, man. So they were able to start doing something, and they all went to the core, and yeah, they all went to the core. There was the ship arrived, but sadly, the golden people showed up too. And they all started firing at it is the bad time because they all made it with the ship and they all made it into the central core. But sadly, they interrupted when they were trying to do something and they had no choice but to do something that we already saw of. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. No. It's like, yeah, that's part of the ending, which I'm like, still kind of funny and cute. So we have Baby Groot, who has to actually use the time bomb and destroy the inner markings, which is just a regular brain of Ego. Meanwhile, everyone has to fight the freaking Golden Army off, and it's kind of bullcrap. And then after they defeat the Golden Army, and it's kind of funny, even the Queen, even Elena was part of this. And as soon as she lost, she was like, it's so funny. It's so funny as hell. So now they all have to deal with Ego. And with Mantis here, she was doing good until she got knocked out. Thus, we saw in the trailer. Damn. Oh, did I mention that the dad actually destroyed his Walkman and the tape? Oh, freaking damn. So eventually we had a fight between Ego and Peter Quill. And it was kind of messed up. It was crazy. It was crazy. Everyone was pinned. He was getting engulfed. But Peter actually decided to say, yeah. And well, Yondu was like, don't think about it. Use your mind. Use your heart. Which makes sense because yes, there's one person who's like, "Oh, dude, really, really? It took him just that quick to get that." While freaking Ego here said it took millions of years. Here's the thing: is Ego used his freaking damn mind. He used his mind to control and learn. Peter decided to use his heart. Since he used his heart, maybe that actually speed rushed everything. Speed rush, meaning that it easily was able to do something. Something like with Gohan. It's like Gohan, you're like, how the fuck did Gohan just turn Super Saiyan that easily? It's like, yeah, he used his heart. He used his heart, his inner power. Thus, actually gave him the speed boost. And besides, he was only able to do Pac-Man. He didn't actually do a version of himself, Big Elias. So as you can see, he was still limited, but yet, yeah. As for the fight, I do have to admit, I agree that it was way too much like Man of Steel. But did I hate that? Hell no, I didn't hate it. It was awesome. I also thought of Spider-Man 3 too, which I'm like, oh God, please no. But the only good moment they had in there where Peter got pinned in the brick wall and Harry's right there. Yeah, that was awesome. I also forget to mention the fact of the touching moment that Yondu had with Rocket. It was so beautiful. That reveal was so beautiful. He was like, "You are me." They're one of the same coin. Man, Yondu was actually a slave. His parents sent him to slavery and sold him. Just like Rocket, where they just took him and experimented on him. And it's amazing how they both have same characteristics and they both realized, oh my God. Well, Yondu realized it and then Rocket realized it. And it was like, wow. Or Yondu actually Ben realized it because, well, he's most likely older. So then we came to the crazy thing of where Ego and Peter, they going at it while everyone actually gets safety. So first things first was Drax saving Mantis and freeing himself. Yondu is still left behind. He stayed behind, and Rocket's like, no, no. Well, here's two things to save you. And then Rocket leaves, and he got Groot with him, baby Groot. And well, Nebula and Gamora was already close to being up top, so they also raised in. And well, Gamora was going to go after Peter, but sadly, Rocket had a taser. It was like, yeah, she wanted to survive. So they had a big major fight downstairs. And as soon as that bomb went off, all was over. But luckily, Yondu was able to jet free. And he also had the life preserver device that shield people in space. So he put that on him and he saved Peter's life while sacrificing his own. And it was beautiful to actually say, well, Ego might be your daddy, but he wasn't your father. Well, actually, it's reversed, but me personally, I'm like, daddy is someone who actually gave birth to you. Father is someone who actually feeds into your life. It was so beautiful. That was beautiful. And for anyone who's like, what about his mask? His mask in the first movie saved Gamora. Oh, well, Ego destroyed that. He destroyed that. He been destroyed that. So that was a big major motherfucker. Yeah. They both would have lived if Ego wasn't such a bastard. But yeah, Yondu dies in space, just like the other Ravagers. The crazy part is that he does get to have a Ravager's funeral, which that was beautiful. It was so awesome. So he got to have a Ravager funeral, and it turns out that he had one possession left. Oh, I forgot about body construction. Sorry. All the way back to when Peter said, "You killed my mom," and and shot him, just shot his freaking body, his avatar. And his avatar was reconstructing, and it kind of reminded me of Iron Man 3, where the real Mandarin, screw those who are like, oh, he's no real Mandarin, it's just Aldrich killing him. I'm like, no, he's the real Mandarin. Don't be a crybaby. So that Mandarin, it just reminds me of the same thing. I think it's just pure coincidence at that point, but still, it does remind me of him when he actually just, yeah, that reminds me so much. It's just that instead of red, he's blue. So we go fast forward all the way to the end. And in the end, well, he got to have something. It was kind of cool. So much stuff that happened. Like, for instance, Sylvester Stallone was just like, guys, we should steal stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's what they did. They're going to steal some stuff now. They have 5 ends credits. And oh, yes, of course, let's not forget what Yondu's last gift was to Peter Quill. It was a Zune. A Zune with 300 songs. And for people who are going to be like, oh, Zune, oh, damn, man. Oh, that sucks for you. It's like, no, Zune is great, man. It is great. I know you're going to be like, iPhone, iPad, iPod, great stuff. Zune, no. It's like, you think someone in who's from Earth goes to space and is going to sell his iPod and iPad? Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, right. Now, a Zune, however, he can make the Zune seem like it's something very gorgeous, something awesome. And he's able to sell it even though he just got it for bupkis. Makes perfect sense why a Zune is out there. So now he has so many songs on the Zune, 300, which I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Not to mention that in the movie, I could make another video, but I'm just going to add this in here. It's kind of weird that in the movie, the freaking tape has 3 lives. It's like there's one moment where I'm like, oh, it's dead because, well, yeah, that monster at the beginning destroyed the thing. And then the second one, the ship got destroyed and the tape deck got ripped out. And then the last but not least is it's in the Walkman. So it's like, yeah, it's 3 lives, man. 3 lives. So he got a Zune now. He's going to rock out to the Zune. And then we get all the ends credits, where one ends credit is, again, Sylvester Stallone's character is like, and it's kind of crazy that Miley Cyrus actually got to be mainframe. I didn't know, but wow. Yeah, it's like, oh, so that's what you guys were talking about when you had Miley Cyrus with the director. Okay, that makes sense. Then we had another one of Groot growing, which is a good idea. So Groot is actually now a teenager. He's playing video games and he was mocking Peter Quill. Let's see. Another one was the Watchers were leaving Stan Lee, and he's like, "Wait, I got more stories to tell you." And so that's 3. And then we get the one that's like the reveal of Adam Warlock. Yes, so Elena is pissed the frick off with the Guardians. So apparently they have their own whatever. I forgot the name of it, but they have their own whatever, and you're like, okay, we're gonna say yes to your Adam thing. So yes, Adam Warlock will be made in the 3rd movie. Huh. And of course, well, Guardians of the Galaxy will be back, and I don't remember what the 5th one was. He's like, can you remember what the 5th one was? I don't remember. But it's kind of cool that you do have a cameo of Jeff Goldblum's character in one of those circles. You also have the dog showing up, Sputnik. He's in the circle too. I think that's basically everything. So that's all of everything you need to know. Now, the messed up part is where's the, yes, I know it's messed up to say, but where's the Avengers in this case? It's like you kind of would like to hear what's this part right here, which hopefully, I'm not sure when we're going to hear something about it, but we got to hear something about it. And it's one thing, a great idea that they have that somewhere in somewhere, you know, maybe in Netflix somewhere saying, yeah, don't forget about the incident that happened in Missouri. Freaking damn, that would be awesome. The freaking incident in Missouri. But the movie is still great. I love the movie. I love it. It's great. It's a great movie. Wish I had the first one. I'm trying to get to the first one, but for right now, great movie. Would I watch it again? I think so. I would think so after I've rested. But yeah, it's a good movie. Definitely go to see it. Of course, you already saw it if you watched the spoiler review. But hey, why not sell it again? And who knows? Maybe you'll find more Easter eggs up in that wazoo. Oh wait, didn't I think maybe Howard the Duck actually got another thing? Yeah, he got a little cameo in another thing in the circle. I don't remember the fifth one for the life of me, but there you go. That's everything that happened in the movie. Thank you for watching, folks. I'm going to go take a nap. Have a great